Welcome to our fundraiser training. My name is Jenna Spolar, and I'm going to be walking through how to write a solid fundraising letter for your trips. This is going to be part one. We're also going to have a part two on the financial procedures that we're going to be implementing this year. So as a beginning caveat, I want to encourage you that this is going to be an encouraging and humbling process, but the Lord is faithful in meeting us in this process. So we can do this, and Global Life Office is here for you. Another note I want to make is that this year we are not doing tax deductible donations for our trips. And this is because tax deductible donations are not allowed to be returned under any circumstances. And that's an IRS rule. In light of COVID-19, in light of the changing times, Life Pacific University has decided that it is best to protect you guys and your potential sponsors by not making donations tax deductible, and they are allowed to be returned if and only if the university cancels your trip because of COVID-19 pandemic or a country is closed down. So people can still give, but they must know that it's not going to be a tax deductible donation. So in light of that, we are going to go through a training. All right, first and foremost, I want you guys to know that this process has to start with prayer. I want you guys to start praying for not only the funds to come in, but pray for the country, pray for your team, pray for your leader. And you need to talk to our office if you feel like you're getting stuck, if you feel like you don't have anyone else to ask, talk to us and we can help you brainstorm. We can pray for you. Do not feel like you're in this alone. Another note, send a thank you note. It is so important when people give that they feel appreciated. Keep track of your own support and stay current with fundraising deadlines. All right, so letter writing tips. Keep your letter to one page. People do not have time to be reading a 3-page letter. Our attention spans are minimum. Give people a break with words. So why don't you add a picture? Why don't you add a graphic? And make sure your letter sounds like you. In your envelope, we want you to do your support letter. It's great to have a response card, especially if you're directing someone in how to do a check, or you can give the email address or the giving website one more time. And we really recommend if you could give a self-addressed stamped envelope. So that's just, if it already has your address and it already has a stamp on it, that's like one less hurdle someone has to do in trying to get the check in the mail to you. We are asking that your letters are approved by our team leaders before sending them out. And that's going to be specifically making sure that in the letter, the wordings that it's not a tax deductible donation is going to be in there. So we are protecting you and we're protecting the donors in this. All right, we're going to go over 6 steps in how to write a letter. You're going to see a sample letter of what I'm going to go through attached on managed missions. So you can take notes, but we're also going to give you a template to write. So first and foremost, make sure you give a quick greeting. Some people will handwrite this greeting on the top of the letter, but keep it simple and welcome them into the letter. Now, step 2, give a quick life update on what's going on. So potentially you're going to be giving this to people who are neighbors, who are maybe in family members' Bible studies, or people you haven't seen in a while, old youth pastors, people who don't know what's going on in your life. So take a moment and do a quick sentence or two about who you are and how the Lord's moving in your life. Now, in this third paragraph, you are going to give them the meat of the trip. This is the heart. This is the pull and the why. And so we encourage you to get stats. We encourage you to work with your team leader to get more information on what the local ground ministry is doing. And this is the why you want to go. Now, the step 4 is communicating specifically the need. A lot of people are going to be moved by your story, but if you don't ask exactly what you, how you want them to partner with you, then people aren't left with an action step. So you want to give people an action step. In the letter, as you can see, ask people to pray. And then you're going to put another way that you can partner with myself and Life Pacific University is through financial support. The cost of the trip is, and put the cost, let people know. I know this sounds scary, but let people know your need, and also say when the final due date is by. And this gives people a time frame. Sometimes people are moved by, they want to give and they have no sense of the time frame you're working on. And we are working on time frames. We have to buy tickets, we have to book housing, we have to book insurance. So letting people know a date is important. It's important for them to know when to give. You're going to explain a little bit about what is covered, is what's going towards the money. The money is going towards your trip. Life Pacific and Global Life is not trying to take money from you guys. This is all going straight back to your team. And then asking, will you prayerfully consider contributing to our team? And again, you can't say donating because donating sounds like tax deductible, and we cannot issue tax deductible donations because we want to be able to return funds should an emergency go down in the country and Life Pacific University cancels the trip. All right. Now, step 5 is going to be the logistics. You're going to tell, so you told people the why. You told people how you need help. Now, this last part is specifically directions on how they can give. So, and we're also giving them a caveat of just letting them know it's to the university. We cannot return funds if you have as a student decides not to go. But if the university sees that it is no longer safe to send the whole team into the country and the university decides to cancel, we will work as best as we can to return full or partial funds to the people who contributed to your trip. It also gives directions exactly like who to make the check out to. And it'll have the giving, give them the giving site. So this year, this will be more in the next video, but we're going to do mobile cause. So you're going to have your own give site. You're going to even have your own text to give number. We want to make it really simple for people to give to you. Another thing that you can put at the bottom of the letter is just thanking them and like a closing out. So you've done the ask, you've done the how, and now it's just, I can't wait to be able to tell you more about the trip. I look forward to talking about the trip or updating you, just something, a kind ending, and then sign your name. I think anytime you can do a handwritten note or a handwritten signature goes a long way. All right. And that is the end of our first video. And please watch the next one in how Global Life is going to be collecting funds and how Global Life is going to be updating you on funds.